Hello, my name is Lauren Ashley. I'm a first-year medical student and still don't really know what to do with the YouTube intro. Like this video. Subscribe. It costs you nothing. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about TikTok. We're going to be reacting to some TikToks. Some vaccine TikToks. So I'm going to get my second dose of the Pfizer vaccine tomorrow. I figured let's go through TikTok and look at what the people have to say about the vaccine. Let's go. Alright.
So this is crazy, but I just found some of the ingredients in the new COVID vaccine. I'm so sorry I won't be able to pronounce all of these. I'm not a scientist, but I know this is not good. Just to start, there's something called thiamine monomitrate. Don't know what that is. Tripolyphosphate. Yikes.
Good, how are you?
And lastly, there's multiple enzymes and something called natamycin. So would you put this vaccine in your body? The answer is probably, because I just read off ingredients from shredded cheese, some Velveeta, and mac and cheese.
So when she was reading off that, like, I know she's talking about vitamins. Most of the stuff she's talking about are, like, B vitamins. They all sound really scary if you haven't heard these words before. So this one has copyrighted music in it, so I'm either going to sing for you guys or just put some non-copyrighted music over it. Whatever I feel like doing, we'll see.
Everybody I'm not taking that vaccine. I don't even know what's in it.
Yeah, again, vaccine ingredients scare people. You can find all the vaccine ingredients online. Like, you can just kind of Google it. I Googled the one for the Pfizer vaccine, so we're going to go through those. So I, like the girl in the first video, have a hard time pronouncing scientifical words. So let's bear through this with me as I struggle to pronounce all of these words. The ingredients are listed in by total by weight. So the first ones that I talk about are going to be the most in the vaccine, and then by the time that I get to the bottom of the list, it's only going to be like 1% of the, like less than 1% of the vaccine. Here we go. This is from section 3 of the safety data sheet of the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine. Water, sucrose, sodium chloride, ALC-30 ALC-0315, potassium phosphate, potassium chloride, PF-07305885, PF-07302048, Pega/ALC-0159, disodium phosphate dihydrate, cholesterol, 1,2-diester-olefin glycerol-3 phosphocholine. So what does all that stuff mean to a normal person? Let's start with all those numbers. ALC-0315, PF numbers, Pega/ALC-0159. What are those? Lipid nanoparticles. What's a lipid nanoparticle, Lauren? A lipid nanoparticle is a fat droplet. The mRNA vaccine, because Pfizer and Moderna, they are making mRNA vaccines. So there's been research that shows that the mRNA vaccines are best transported using lipid nanoparticles. So they'll put the mRNA, surround it with lipid nanoparticles, and that helps protect it and transport it through the bloodstream to your cells so that it can arrive safely and in its full little packaged. Oh wait, hold on, let me back up a little bit. What is mRNA? I'm glad you asked. What is mRNA? It is a single-stranded form of coding machinery that tells the body what protein to make. And mRNA is a single-stranded little fellow. mRNA has the directions for how to make a protein. So it goes goes to a ribosome. And that ribosome allows the mRNA to do some little funky stuff and make some little, this is a really bad whiteboard, my bad, make some little proteins. Yeah, so that's how you get the spike protein. And that spike protein leaves the cell, goes to the cell outside, and is seen by a white blood cell. And that white blood cell sees the spike proteins and is like, you're not supposed to be here. You don't know anyone here. Why are you here? And just attacks it. And then you get a fever and cough and all that kind of nasty stuff because your white blood cells are just going ham. On to the next thing. 1,2-diester. It's a membrane for carrying the lipid particle and the mRNA. Like in Jimmy Neutron, the movie, when they have those little egg alien things, and when they aren't in their little egg shell thing, then they're like all goopy and spilled out on the ground, and that's gross. That's literally what your cells would be like if they didn't have the phospholipid bilayer. And that's what that little phospho-2,2,3,5 glycophosphocholene thing is. It's the lipids. It's the shell. Now, cholesterol. Cholesterol serves a wonderful purpose in the human body. It helps stabilize the shell. I'm soft, so I'm bendy. Cholesterol is what makes you bendy. It makes your cell membranes bendy. The disodium phosphate dihydrate, the potassium phosphate and potassium chloride, they balance out the pH of the solution because your body is sensitive, okay? And if the vaccine doesn't show up with all of its right, if it's all of its right people, then it gets kicked out. So it's basically like this.
Who do you know here?
I got my my lipid nanoparticle and you know my membrane.
All right. Go on in.
All right, let's keep it moving. That was a nice little segue. I've seen this thing going around on Reddit, which I found a subreddit where they talk about vaccination. And oh baby, is it good. I'm gonna react to that, probably, depending on how this video goes. But there's a video going around of a nurse who goes into anaphylactic shock, and then another person passes out, I think. I think they're two separate videos. And so, of course, that's like kind of scary, seeing someone go into anaphylactic shock, which is having an allergic reaction where your throat basically swells closed. It's a very severe allergic reaction. And then if you see someone get a shot and then pass out, that's also pretty scary too. But let's see what this nurse has to say because she explains it really well.
Hi, Timothy. As a nurse and an educator, I feel a responsibility to respond to this. When people pass out at the site of blood, getting blood drawn, getting an injection, getting an IV flush, which happened to my daughter in the ER, it's called a vasovagal response, and I'll let you Google that because I don't have a lot of time. It's not because of the medication. It's not because of anything they're receiving. It's their body's reaction to the site. Sorry, my low battery thing just went. The site of the needle, like, they pass out. No, you're not going to die from it. They just can't handle those things. I actually had that happen. I had 3 people come out of my body, and that happened to me when I sliced my finger with a zucchini noodler. An anaphylactic reaction can happen with any vaccine, any medication, anything, and it's rare. This is not a common occurrence that is happening. So you do what you want, but I urge you to get an education.
She said get an education. She explained the vasovagal maneuver. Vasovagal maneuver. That's just like, basically it could happen to anyone. When people get like super excited or super stressed, then your body sends out a ton of stress hormones. And what those do is it's activating your fight or flight response. And when your fight or flight response gets activated, everything vasodilates is the word, which means all of your blood vessels get bigger because they want to make sure you're getting blood flow to your like legs and arms so you can run away or like. So if your body just has a sudden flush of all of those fight or flight hormones, it kind of freaks out. So you pass out because you don't have enough blood in your brain because your body. Oh, and then anaphylactic shock can truly just happen to anyone doing anything, like she said. But like everything else that you eat, you are at risk for giving yourself anaphylactic shock, any medicines that you take, anything. You degranulate mast cells, and there's like an IgE response, and like basically IgE is something that was developed to attack parasites in your body back when humans were at risk of getting a lot of parasitic infections. But now that we don't really have parasites anymore, we end up, just kind of using that as a response to foreign invaders like peanut butter and strawberries and shellfish and stuff. So then your body just kind of, it sees the peanut butter and it sees that Chick-fil-A fried and that peanut oil, and it's like, hey, get out of here. And then the IgE, and then it like goes around, and there's these things called mast cells, which release histamine, which is what causes everything to just like, and your throat closes up because of histamine release. Your skin gets all funky dunky, stuff like that. Alright, last one.
So, recently said states have the authority to fine or jail people who refuse coronavirus vaccine. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if you need the following information.
So, yeah, states do have the right to jail or fine people if they refuse the vaccine. The law says that it's the state's responsibility to, like, police its own people, and long story short, you can do stuff that harms you personally, but if you start harming other people, then the state has the authority to intervene with you and like stop you from doing that. Getting vaccinated, you are protecting yourself, yes, but also there's a significant chunk of the population that medically cannot get vaccines for one reason or another. There's like a whole list of reasons that are valid reasons where you cannot get a vaccine. Those people need to be protected by the rest of us getting vaccinated and keeping up herd immunity. So if you are choosing not to get vaccinated when you are a healthy person that doesn't have one of these other pre-existing conditions that weakens your immune system and doesn't allow you to get a vaccination, then you are in turn putting that person's life in danger because you could be carrying like measles or COVID-19 or something, and you could infect that person and cause that person to die because they're more susceptible to pass away from whatever disease is like curable by vaccine or preventable by vaccine, and you're choosing not to get it. If you are choosing to not be vaccinated, then you are kind of committing manslaughter. Let's keep going.
So here is a way to legally decline a vaccine. I'll let you screenshot. Step 1 is to never refuse the vaccine. At that point, you're considered belligerent, so don't refuse it. Instead, you're going to start by asking the doctor questions. You're going to say,
I don't know anything about belligerence and refusal of vaccination, honestly, from the medical side.
Vaccine have mRNA in it? They all do, so he's gonna say yes, and then
not all vaccines have mRNA in it. Specifically, the Pfizer vaccine that I just read, it does not have mRNA in it. mRNA is a cell that is used to actually the Pfizer vaccine, the AstraZeneca, the Moderna, none of them have mRNA in it. And mRNA is a type of stem cell that is used to culture viruses, and like you grow them in that cell, and then you take them out of the cell and you purify it from all of those stem cell components. But because it's an mRNA vaccine, mRNA does not need a cellular vessel, and it doesn't need to be grown in a cellular culture, so it doesn't have mRNA in it.
Is there a possibility of allergenic reaction? So yes, there is, and the doctor's going to say yes, it does. That's your get out of vaccine free card. and then you thank them for their offer and you walk away. So that is how you politely and respectfully decline the coronavirus.
Also, that aerogen, I don't know how to pronounce that word very well. It means you're having a negative reaction to being given multiple drugs at the same time. You're not getting multiple drugs at the same time with these vaccines. You're getting one singular vaccine. It is not like the flu vaccine where you get 3 different strains in one or whatever. It is one singular vaccine. So this stuff may hold true for other vaccination situations, but in the coronavirus vaccine, that is not true. You are only getting a single dose of one drug, so that last point doesn't happen. So in conclusion, please get vaccinated. Seriously. If you have any questions about the COVID vaccine, drop them in the comments below. I will be more than happy to answer them. I'm going to answer them as fast as I possibly can. I like to back up all of the information that I use with research, which all the resources that I used for this will be linked in the description box if you want to check them out some more. So it might take me a second to get back to some of you because I want to make sure I'm quoting peer-reviewed scientific information. And I might make a video of all the questions put together if that's just easier. But anyway, thank you for watching so much. 1 thumbs up equals 1.
This is Editing Lauren here. I forgot that I cut out the TikTok I was referencing during this point. So now 1 like equals 1 education for Timothy. Smash that like button so we can get Timothy in education, y'all.
Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys next week.